Hey dudes and dudettes, this is Paul Acevedo of Windows Central, joined on the mic by Tyler and Brian.
Yo.
Good
Yo,
evening.
and we are checking out Arslan, the Warriors of Legend for Xbox One. It's also available on PlayStation 4 and Steam. In case you're joining us for the first time, we stream a different game every weekend, usually Saturdays, and we give out free copies of that game. This time we also have a Sunday stream. Yesterday we did Neverwinter, gave out lots of prizes for that. Now we are streaming Arslan, followed by another game, and we are giving out copies of Arslan and some Xbox gift cards.
Yep.
Awesome.
We got a pretty stirring intro here, showing some highlights from the Arslan series. This game is based on an anime and manga. The character designs for the manga were done by the artist of Full Metal Alchemist, so they're pretty distinctive. They will remind Full Metal Alchemist fans of that show and comic a lot, I bet.
Indeed.
And this is the show is really good. It's available on Hulu Plus, so if you have Hulu Plus, you can watch the whole first season without paying anything extra. It's also available on Funimation's streaming network and to buy on Amazon Prime, or just Amazon Video on Demand.
If you're into anime, Hulu is a great
Yeah, they
place
have
to be.
a whole lot of current series. Pretty nice. Arslan, the Warriors of Legend. So this is sort of a spin-off of the Dynasty Warriors series, or just the Warriors series. But it's one of those games where it's licensed, and it has, I don't know, they did a lot of things to it. They tweaked the formula a bit, which is pretty cool. Ooh. During the period of the campaign, you'll receive 1.5 times the amount of gold and experience during battles. So they actually have a timed event going on right now. That's pretty cool to see.
Nice.
Yeah, that's true, Ultraman. The creator of Full Metal Alchemist did not actually create Arslan. It is based on a series of novels in Japan, which I understand are actually still being published, so it's got to be a really long story. But the Full Metal Alchemist artist is the same artist for the recent manga, because there, I think, was a previous adaptation. So, yeah, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I hope you all got to celebrate in your own way. If you didn't have anything to do for Valentine's and you're here with us, that is still cool. You're not alone. You're with people who love you.
I made brunch.
I bought a heart-shaped pizza from Pizza Hut and ate it by myself.
Heart-shaped.
And cried
And
very
cried.
quietly.
Yeah, we hope to eventually do another stream and to give out more copies of it, in which case we would give out copies for all three platforms. So anyway, let me give a little background about the universe here. This is based on sort of a Persian epic of some type, and it's been adapted so it doesn't happen in a real-life country, but it's similar to Persia as the writer understood it. And so we're talking about hundreds of years ago. It's mostly kind of realistic fantasy, although there is some magic and stuff eventually. Now I'm playing as Prince Arslan. At this time he is 14 years old, I believe. He's in the middle of a battle, and so we're just going to kick some butt with that. But he's from a country called Pars, P-A-R-S, and they're currently, at least at the start of the story, they're the dominant nation in the world, kind of like Rome. And they are considered invincible in battle.
So is this a little bit like the Ottoman Empire?
Yeah, that's probably a good comparison.
Cell shaded.
Yes, it is cel-shaded, which is one thing that differentiates it. Here's another thing. You got these huge horse charges that we're doing right now. That's something you wouldn't find in other Warriors games, but it looks really cool and it fits well with the show itself, the property. Oh. Yeah, I messed it up a little bit though. Somehow I didn't hit the barrier we're supposed to break, so now I have to run back. Yeah, these blue things called rush zones appear, and that's how you activate the big horse charge for the entire army. This happened the last time I played too. It's like the hit detection on that wall is a little bit iffy. So where is...
I think you gotta hit it straight on.
Yeah, let me try again. Press right trigger to activate it. I mean, it looks so much, you know, with the cel-shaded art style, it looks so much like the show. Look at that combo we've got going, over 20,000 hits. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, the second time it activates just fine, so I think they actually want you to have to do it twice. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Uh-oh. Everybody is running
That
over the
was
cliff.
weird.
Your Highness, please stop.
Yeah, that's strange.
Oh, knocks him off his horse. Nice and dramatic. Yeah, this is a fairly cinematic game, so now we're having a flashback 3 years ago. So at this time, Arslan is 11 years old. He's being trained by Varys, who is the second in command of the Kingdom of Pars. Very well respected warrior. During these dialogue sequences, you can press A to advance the sequences. No, no, wrong button. Next line, Y, sorry, press Y to advance. So you can read it as quickly as you want. You don't have to sit there and watch it. It's based on what was shown in the anime, but it's not completely taken line for line from the anime. So now we have a training sequence. I'm just going to learn some of the basics of the combat. Awesome sauce. The answer is no, there is no English dub, unfortunately. It's just Japanese dialogue with English subtitles.
Good evening, anime.
Let's hit this guy.
Do the horses have armor DLC? I don't think this
Everybody
is
loves their
Skyrim.
horse armor, right? Ow! Dude hit me back. So I'm going to collect some gold while it's teaching me this stuff. You get ratings based... You can get up to an S rank depending on how well you do on the little challenges and stuff, and there are achievements based on getting all S ranks, which will be very challenging. Power attack. That's the Y button, so that's your stronger attack.
This game's pretty new, Spartan, so I don't know if there's any DLC for it yet.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't even release any DLC, but it just came out. So you can also carry two weapons at once. Now I've got a spear. You just change back and forth between them with the left and right on the D-pad. Come on, get hit. S rank? Good.
Did Tyler fall asleep
Yeah, are
over
you
there?
okay, Tyler?
Nope,
Change
I'm
strike.
here. I'm always around.
Uh-oh. I didn't pay attention to how to do the chain strike. Whoops. Let me pause and check. Here's the problem. After you've already seen the demo, it doesn't tell you the tutorial anymore. So is it under options? Tutorials. There we go. Alright. Chain strike. How do we do this?
Aw, be nice, Tone Sim.
Shield. Enemy attacks during battle. Dang. There it is. Okay. Right bumper after a power attack. That's what I thought. Okay, let me... Got it. Thank goodness. Still got my S rank.
It should deduct points from you for having to look it up.
Now I'm gonna fight Varys. The other guys have been dismissed. And while I'm waiting for that, I'm gonna run off and get a box. Get some gold. Use a special move? Oh, here we go. Special move. Nice and cinematic. Use a unique skill against Varys. Get some more gold. Nice environments here. All this looks just like the show. What is a unique skill? That's what it said to do, right? There we go. Unique skills. Right bumper. Alright. Yeah, this uses part of my special move meter, but not the whole meter. Got him. Yeah, it is a pretty good combat system. It's not like super overly complex as far as the combos go, but it is appropriately complex. You hold left bumper to block, so I can just hold it here and he will attack me and I'll block it. There we go. Not too hard. I was afraid they were going to make you have to hit it at the right time or something, but thankfully you can just hold it. Now to dodge his attack, I hold left bumper and then I press left or right as he attacks. Again, S rank.
Because he didn't pay attention.
Is everything okay, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't play these games much. I don't have a ton to add in regards to that.
You could talk about other things. People want to know you're alive. What have you been doing all day? I heard you were playing some kind of mopping simulator.
I was playing an arcade runner. I get what's the term of an endless runner that's not endless?
It's still just called an
runner?
endless runner because you can't stop running. That's what makes it endless.
Okay, even if there's a finish line,
Yeah.
it's still endless because you can't like not run. Anyway, it's an endless runner that, I mean, it's not the worst game I've ever played. I like it better than Farming Simulator.
Dang it. Varese is kicking my butt.
That's
The
pretty low
highest
bar,
of,
Tyler.
the highest of praise.
Pretty low bar
Alright,
there.
got it. Still S rank, good.
So it's alright. It's just like a little beaten endless runner with collectibles and enemies and stuff like that.
I think somebody in the chat's been watching a South Park marathon.
A mop simulation would probably actually be better. You're right, Pure Pretzel.
Alright, so Arslan was just getting some training from Varese. Now these falcons, who he is friends with, have come back. One lands on his arm all gently. There is Kishward, who is their master, but they like Arslan the best, I guess, because he's a really nice young kid. Let me try to skip ahead a little bit. So the Persian army has just won some kind of battle, then King Andragoras III, that's Arslan's dad, has just gotten back. Another one of his generals is this guy Karlan, then Kubard. Kubard is a really awesome guy, he drinks all the time. A guy after my own heart. Shapur. I don't think Shapur's very important. So Arslan is happy to see his dad. He rides up to see him, and let's see how he gets treated. Defeat was never a possibility. That's how he greets his son. So at this point in the story it's mysterious, but for some reason Arslan's parents aren't very fond of him. He has ended up such a nice person as he is, I think, because he's been away from them for most of his upbringing. Now, here we see they have brought some slaves back from the battle, and one of them is a kid. This kid was sent into battle as a soldier. The army that Pars, or the country that Pars is fighting is called Lusitania, and they are religious fundamentalists, so they actually want to kill all the people who are not part of their religion and I guess take over all their stuff. And, you know, the reason they're like that is because of their clergy. Their clergy is up at the top, controlling what the king does, etc. Then they, you know, down below they have soldiers and stuff, and the soldiers just kind of mindlessly follow what they're told, etc., including this kid here. So he's just escaped, takes his kid hostage. Arslan does not like that. Stay back or I'll kill him.
Hey, Bambi.
Then Arslan's like, could you let him go? Yeah, welcome, I love Bambi.
One thing I'll definitely give this game credit for is that it doesn't have clomping sound effects every time the characters take a
Yeah,
step.
for some reason, Tyler really didn't like the sound effects in Resident Evil 2. Which to me, I don't know, they're just part of the experience. To me, I don't even question them.
Maybe they all wear cowboy boots.
They all have taps in their shoes or something.
This segment of the game is really cool because it's not really fighting. You're actually running through a well-rendered level, and it's just kind of adapting something that happened in the show and comic. It adds some nice variety to the game. Hopefully there are more sequences like that further in. I haven't actually gotten that far into the game. Now I have to climb a ladder. Push A to climb it. Don't mind if I do. Then I've got a little bit of platforming to do. Gotta run and follow this kid.
Platform. Now you're speaking my language.
See, in the real story, the kid just dragged Arslan along, but in this, you're actually chasing after him. That's to... Ah, I fell. Yeah, I'm not very good at that segment. That's okay.
Yeah, this part makes this game quite a bit more interesting. It's not just a dungeon or a Dynasty Warriors clone.
Yeah, they do go beyond that. And again, they're telling a really interesting story. Like the actual story, the show, and the manga, I find it really, really interesting. Like, on the surface, it might not necessarily communicate that to you, you know, the level of depth that it has, but if you give the show or comic a chance, then it likely will catch your interest.
Hey, SGT.
Sergeant Torrente just wants to confirm that your muting is working correctly today, Paul.
Yeah, probably so. We're not going to risk it, though. We're going to be careful tonight.
Yeah.
S rank. I'm so S rank.
Don't want any more editing.
Yeah, I do not
problems.
like having to edit the videos because that's actually really time consuming. Especially the longer the video is, then it takes a really long time to be able to download it and then upload it. Yeah. Like that upload last night, it took probably 2 hours, I think. Yep.
Jeez.
Alright, so the mysterious boy has taken Arslan hostage at this point. Very dramatic, important scene from the story. Hey, Jono. Also, hello, and would-be. Yeah, this game just came out last week, you guys. It is a fresh release, a $60 game, worth every bit. Can you see up or below? That's a good question. I don't know, I'll try to mess with the camera. You have pretty good camera control though. So they survived the fall. Yeah, Icky, I'm sure that is correct. Now there's a really important character, Daryun. He's a great marksman, just a great warrior in general. So he's about to shoot this kid, but Arslan spares him, tells him not to. And what do you know? Great recreation of what happened in the anime. Yo!
Happy Valentine's Day to you to Cluck My Duck.
Glad to see you, Cluck My Duck. Welcome back. We have missed you, man.
Pluck.
He was
Yeah.
here yesterday.
We're just trying to make him feel extra welcome so he doesn't leave for so long. Why did you stop me from shooting him? It just happened. Why do you think he ran away? In this story, the word golem means slave. They use a few foreign words to make it feel more authentic, I guess. And so the discussion here is those people were captured and made to be slaves, or that was the idea for them. The kid escapes, and Arslan doesn't understand. He's like, I thought the slaves were happy. They're guaranteed food and stuff. But then here he's learning that actually people are not happy being slaves. And so that's one of the themes of the story, is slavery and how it affects both the people who have the slaves and the people who are enslaved by them.
Maybe it's Pure Emerald who's going to be running late. Because Pure Emerald
Yo,
is now.
Pure Emerald.
And welcome.
Is Pure Emerald Pure Pretzel's cousin or something?
I think we decided they're friends.
Friend, I think, yeah.
Friends with benefits? Wink, wink. Happy Valentine's.
Dude, I don't know.
Icky's trying to post spoilers, so we yelled at him. Not really.
Okay, good.
But we
Yeah, don't get ahead of the story that it is showing right now. But so they're talking about how Lusitania is marching on Pars again. So now we're going back to the time period of that very first battle. So again, Arslan is 14. He looks very feminine still, but that's okay. He's going for the androgynous look. So they've got this big battle coming up. He's talking to Karlan there. This is his very first battle. The king is there participating in the battle. The king is a mighty warrior. That's actually all he has going for him. He's dumb as a rock.
I hate them kings.
We've got 8 total generals. And this guy is telling Arslan that they have all the advantages. They know the terrain, they have the numerical advantage. But Arslan is worried because Lusitania has already captured one of their allied nations. So he's like, hey, they're doing a lot better now, so I think we should be worried. Bird comes back to him.
Pay attention, folks. Pay attention to the rules. If you don't put the right word in there,
And don't forget, you have to be following us to win a prize. You must be a follower of the channel. Anyway, the bird just got back, and Arslan quite intelligently notices that the bird is damp, even though it's like there shouldn't be any dampness out there, so that is a sign that something is a little bit off. So Vari says he'll ride ahead and make sure everything's fine. Arslan sends the bird back. Be fine. Don't worry.
Something fishy with
Yep.
the bird.
Then they get closer, and what do you know? There's a huge improbable mist. So this is going to make it a lot harder for their army.
So it's a story in this game.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't care about the story, you could actually just skip the cinematics entirely. I want to keep everybody a little bit caught up, because the story is so much of a selling point for the game. Oh, yeah, now something is going on. Lord Daryun is going to be one of the main characters. He's a playable character, as a matter of fact. Anyway, he's the old guy's nephew, and he is currently engaged in an argument with the king, King Andragoras. I thought better of you, Daryun. See, Daryun is advising they retreat because he senses a trap. You got this mist going on, the enemy army is very confident, but he's sure that they need to retreat because there's some kind of trap. And unfortunately, Andragoras is too proud and vain to take this advice seriously, so he actually gets really mad at Daryun. See, it's probable that they've laid some sort of trap. What sort of trap would they set? And he calls the enemies savages. Yeah, and Daryun fears that they found a guide from this kingdom. Impossible! It is possible. That's what Brian says when he disagrees with me about something. He's like, with all due respect, Paul. So.
Yeah, Brian's pretty classy like
Absolutely.
Totally.
Alright, then he mentions a guy named Narcissus. Narcissus also questioned the king in some way in the past, and so the king is mad at him. But Narcissus is Daryun's best friend. Now, he has just demoted Daryun really bad. He hasn't taken his other titles away, but he's no longer a general.
Hey, man, you're so popular, Twitch turned on your quality
Alright.
options.
Hey,
We're doing
Ziplo.
okay tonight. Yeah, good to see you again, Ziplo. Thank you for joining us yesterday. So Varys, Daryun's uncle, is trying to smooth things over. And yeah, he gives him a chance to be restored to a general. He can go into the army, but I mean he can go into the battle, but only as a knight, not as a general. And if he does well, then he'll restore his generalness. And there's the dad being mean to Arslan again. Thank you, Bob Jones. We're doing our best, guys, and you guys all help make it possible. We greatly appreciate it. We love you all. So see, Arslan and Daryun both agree that there is a trap, but nobody will listen to them, unfortunately. Karlun actually told Daryun to go warn him. Karlun is the mustached guy who rode ahead to check out the terrain. So we're just jumping ahead a little bit in the story. We don't want to miss anything too important. He does not resemble his majesty. So they're talking about Prince Arslan, and they're saying he doesn't look much like his mother. That's interesting. Now, Varys is making Daryun swear his loyalty to Arslan. So whatever happens, Daryun is going to serve directly and protect directly Arslan, as opposed to anyone else in the kingdom. He swears it. Alright, I think that's enough. We'll go ahead and jump ahead to the battle. Here we are in the battle.
The battle.
So that was all the...
The animation looks pretty good in the cutscenes and stuff, I think.
Did you like it? Yeah, it's based on the animation from the cartoon, but it's not just directly taken from it. It's like they take scenes from it and just kind of present it in a different way so that you're able to skip ahead in the dialogue. So now I've got to run forward, get to this green area. I think I'm supposed to... Whoa, look at all those enemies. They're in a nice formation. We could charge through that barrier, if not for all the enemies nearby. Does that mean we just have to whoop the enemies? Defeat the general. Okay, where's the general? Oh, there he is.
MTA joined the Neverwinter Guild.
Excellent, glad to have you in the guild. Yeah, you know, we are big fans of Neverwinter. We streamed it yesterday, and we have plenty more of streams coming up. Hopefully it will be a...
So when Twitch enables the quality options, does it like actually lower the quality if you don't choose to move it
That's a good
higher?
question.
It depends on what your last setting was. So
Oh.
if you were watching a
Did I-
stream and you had it on medium, it'll default you to medium.
Got a skill card.
Let me see that. Right.
Here's my...
Oh, it says I'm on source, so that's probably.
So that's the
what it
highest.
Good as it
always
gets.
was. Oh, that is at the highest. Okay.
Got another general to take down. I have to get a lot more KOs if I want to get an S rank for KOs. That's interesting. Yeah, I think there'll be a real challenge getting all S ranks.
So the settings are more for people who may need to lower their.
Correct.
Okay, I thought maybe you could improve it, but
No,
it seems
it's
like
for our bro Lenny.
for Lenny and for
It's for all
There was
those
someone-
poor
there was
Canadians
someone
with such
else.
crap
Oh.
internet.
Icky used to have a tough time with something
Yeah, that-
sometimes. He hasn't mentioned it much recently.
Yeah, although every now and then he'll be playing Neverwinter and he'll get dropped when nobody else is getting dropped. Oh man, I'm only getting an A rank. I already
He's
did.
on the other side of the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So-
that's not the worst thing that could happen for.
Who knows how many
across the
underseas
world
fiber
thing.
cables he's going through.
Alright, so the thing to do here is get off your horse and fight the general, and that's what I did wrong, so I'm only going to get an A rank. But I can always replay the level. You can individually replay levels, which is a good feature.
That's nice. Go back and get those good ranks.
Yes, and there's something called free mode. I don't know if we'll have time to look at it or not, but in free mode you can go back and play levels with different characters, and you can even edit what the enemies look like and stuff. Very interesting mode. People who have a lot of time on their hands. Come on, horsey. Here we go. Let's go find the next guy. Which way am I? Oh, there we are. Go hard or go home, Lenny says. Uh-oh, that's not good, Tone Sim. Try turning the quality down.
Got it.
Will it let him do that? Poor Tone Sim. Tone Sim apparently has been burned by Neverwinter in some way, but I haven't gotten to see his explanation of that yet.
Like he lost an account or
Not
something.
an account, but either some kind of important items or he's disappointed in a change they made to the game, something that he considers player unfriendly. Yeah, and it's funny to talk about somebody in third person like that when we don't actually know the exact source of agreements, but...
Hey, now it's working for him.
And you know, you can love a game and not agree with everything the developer does. Especially with an MMO, there's going to be things that are good for the player and things that are bad for it in some way, because they're a business, they got to make their money.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we got a rush zone, that means we can do the big horse attack. A Mardian rush. Okay, I have defeated General. Well, General had it coming, I'll tell you that. Let's get in on this Mardian rush business. Going the wrong way, there we go. Oh, yeah, he wasn't specifically affected, but he's still annoyed by it. Press X to perform a charge attack, which will increase our movement speed even more. Alright, let's do this. There are rewards, gold experience, and skill cards. Depends on how many enemies we actually hit, so the chain counter there.
You missed the first one, Torky, but there'll be more. Don't worry.
Lots more to give away. So how do we do on our combo? Every time. Just set an alarm on your phone, Torky, and you can be aware of the time to get here. Alright, so the horses have just charged forward and they're all falling into a pit. So it does appear that there is some kind of trap here. This guy saves Arslan from falling into it, but he goes over himself. Arslan's okay, but all those forces are in trouble. Why is there a trench here? I often ask that when I fall into trenches.
Because they dug
Bad
one?
news, they didn't fall into water, they fell into oil. And here come the
Whoopsie.
flaming arrows. Not good. Ah!
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun.
Ultraman wants to know how many prizes there are tonight. You know, that information is in the article for the stream, but that's okay. So Arslan wakes up, and here we have this really cool animated fire. It looks different from fire I've seen in any other game.
There's also a command
yeah,
for it.
You should teach him the command. Oh, I can't use my horse now.
For bringing up what the prizes are for tonight.
Oh,
Nice. So Brian's thought of everything.
Brian's
Well,
on top of it.
I try. But
Brian can do everything a real person can do, except for love.
He was not programmed for
if
love.
I only had a heart.
Alright, so defeat the generals and head... Where are these generals? Oh, there we go.
Ooh, I think your internet's a little wacky, Paul. Or my internet's a
I'm not
little
dropping
wacky.
any frames.
Maybe it's me.
It seems good enough. I mean, good. It's
It's probably Comcast then.
I think it was what you was it you or someone was telling me when there's like a lot of movement. Yeah, you know, like the twin stick shooters, so like Geometry War, stuff like that. Those psychedelic type of games.
Yeah, when stuff is
multiple
constantly
plays.
moving, you notice it pretty good. You can turn the quality up, and it helps lower that. You know, it helps get rid of that problem a little bit.
Mhm.
But Twitch, you know, their highest quality setting is still
That's not
pretty
good to
low.
hear. It sounds like everybody had the stream stop for a second, and that does mean we have the chance
Yeah.
that we're going to have to download the two separate parts if it broke it into two. That's not good.
Might have, I don't know.
Well, what am I supposed to do now? Oh, great. So Karlan has caught up with him. So this is where you were. Let's find out what happens. Dramatic sequence here. Why are you with these Lusitanian soldiers? So he's with the bad guys. He did sell them out. Circumstances have led to this. You have done no wrong, but I would have you die here. That's not good. If you follow the story long enough, you will actually find out about his motivations. Oh, and then look, on the other side of the map, we've just skipped over here, and now we're playing as Daryun. Daryun has to catch up with Arslan.
Parallax scrolling is a different thing, Ian Adam. It can cause that because things move against each other very quickly, but that's typically not what actually causes it.
Adam is definitely not serious on that one.
Oh, I know. He's just
Okay. Isn't parallax scrolling what you guys were telling me about, like when the background moves
Yeah,
at different
exactly.
rates?
A very important
That's exactly what it is.
effect.
Yeah, really cool.
Looks really cool.
Effect. Yeah. It was like the Super Nintendo time frame when it started, like
Roughly,
like,
Like,
yeah.
there are a few NES games that simulated it, but... So what am I supposed to be doing right now? I'm just fighting, guys. New objective. Assist them. Break through the barrier. I don't get... I wish I knew exactly what they meant by that.
Hey, Smisei, aka
Ooh,
so-called
Maze.
Maze. That's what
I
it is.
think he
okay.
actually prefers to be called Maisie, though, but I just like to say Maze.
Daisy
isn't it
Man.
Mace? Isn't it Mace? Like MACE?
Maze? I don't know.
He's got an S in there,
Yeah,
so
but he definitely
Right,
likes
but-
Maisie, trust me. So just call him Maisie whenever you want. He doesn't mind.
What the heck is
Maybe,
Maisie?
you know, I don't know, it's the name of a dog or
Maybe
something.
he likes being called
Yeah.
Daisy.
there's no good place to stick Paul's
Hey,
face.
you know,
Icky.
like how Indiana...
he sticks out all the time.
You know how Indiana Jones likes to be called Indiana after the dog they had? It's basically the same way with so-called Maisie.
Gotcha.
I thought he hated being named
Achievement!
after the dog.
Unstoppable Force. And by the way, I already got like 5 achievements when I was just capturing the screenshots for the story. So, it's pretty generous about achievements, except the S rank achievements are going to be tough. Got one more general to take down. Level increased.
Look what you started, Paul.
Maze Hughes. Let's whip up this general.
Some people in the chat were talking about achievements and the True Achievements website, which I think is a pretty
Yeah.
cool website. It doesn't have the best layout of all time, but it's actually pretty cool and functional.
Yes, I agree. The layout could be
It
better.
seems like it's kind of taken over the Xbox achievement site. Like, it seems like I can more frequently find guides on true achievements now than I can on Xbox
Yeah, absolutely.
achievements.
People, because you can write guides for individual achievements, and that's a lot easier than writing a full guide.
So, here, yeah.
And also,
Apparently, go on.
True Achievements has a better technical person than Xbox Achievements does, so they have better, deeper access to the achievement system. So they're able to do some things that Xbox Achievements cannot do.
Cool.
Yeah, and that has helped them to be successful.
Yeah, that site's very successful. I wish True Trophies would get more popular, but it doesn't seem to be catching
Well,
on.
that's trophies for you.
Trophies in general aren't as popular as achievements, unfortunately.
That is too bad. But, I mean...
But I use True Trophies all the time. It's a fun way to kind of... Like, it does a good job of, like, weeding out kind of the people that play Kung Fu Panda, and not, like, weeding them out, but, like, if you play, like, real, actually hard games, it is kind of cool to compare it with other people. And you see some people play, like, Walking Dead 4 times for all their achievements and trophy stuff.
Yeah, because it assigns a value to the harder to get ones, right? That's why.
Yeah. It's all based on how many people have earned that achievement. Still not perfect, but like all PlayStation Plus games are super inflated because so many people play them and maybe earn 1 or 2 achievements and then stop playing them.
Yeah, it must be like that with,
Oh, so yeah, the ratio is going to be all
with
screwed.
games with gold titles too, I assume.
Yes, it would be the same way.
Tone Sim says he's getting The Division. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that one. It's kind of a Borderlands-y game, isn't it?
It's an MMO, straight up.
I'm gonna get it. I know that. I probably won't hold on to it for too long, but I'll definitely check it out and see if I like it.
There's a lot of games coming out soon, so I'm going to hold off on that one.
Problem with The Division, I feel like, is the online's gonna be wonky. I just have a feeling that the online's gonna be bad at
That
launch.
would be a problem, definitely.
Well, how was the beta? I mean, was that any decent?
I actually didn't play it.
Back to the story, Karlan is planning to kill poor Arslan, but Arslan is defending himself. He's doing okay because he's had some sword training. Even though he didn't want to do this, participate in the sword training, it has paid off. But he is heavily outnumbered, so he really has no chance. Unless Daryun gets there. So we were just playing as Daryun, seeing the battle from his perspective. And hey, here he comes.
What is Blade and Soul Ultraman? I've
It's a
never
Steam
heard
game,
of
I believe. It involves... I don't know if it's horse combat
Blade
or something.
and Soul.
Yeah, I don't know very much about it. So, defeat Karlan. I don't mind if I do.
Wow, what a nasty piece of work he is.
Who?
The
Oh,
Cars
yeah,
line
Karlan.
guy.
Yep, he's a traitor. But I mean, he has his reasons, and his reasons are interesting. It's not just, by the way, I decided to be a maniacal bad guy.
I thought that's what all bad guys were just maniacal.
Well, in some stories. In your Transformers movies. No, actually in the Transformers movies, Optimus Prime is just as evil as anybody. At least in the newest one.
He is.
Haven't
Oh,
seen
man,
a single
yeah,
one of
he's
them,
horrible
thankfully.
in the last 2.
He's evil?
Depending on your perspective. The movie does not consider him evil, but it's very easy to see him as evil because he's pretty horrible. For one thing, he enslaves the Dinobots. He's like, come with me or I'll kill you. He actually tells the Dinobots that in the newest one. Yeah, and in the one before that, he had defeated an enemy, and the enemy's like begging for his life, and he just kills him anyway, which is not very heroic at all. Alright, I gotta defeat this guy, so let's do my special move. Like that, Karlan, punk. And that looks really cool. So enemies get shielded and you have to knock their shield down somehow. I think it's... Whoa, crap, it's gonna hit me. Yeah, the dodging could be a little easier to do. If you're not facing the enemy, then you can't do the actual dodge move, which is a shame. I can do a special move again, come on, hit him with it. Yeah.
Apparently Sergeant Torrente has some day one Xbox One games that he still hasn't
Wow,
played.
that's a shame. You know, I wish I had completed Rise, but at least I played it. And the same with Dead Rising. At least hold the block button, Paul. Yeah, I gotta get a little better at the combat. Sorry about that. If I could specifically lock onto the enemy, that would make the dodging a lot better, and I don't know if that's possible or not. My right bumper attack? Ha! Speared him and threw him around. That was pretty cool. Yeah, what'd you do, Lightspeed Halo? Always getting into trouble. These little emoticons.
Got himself banned from somewhere.
You know,
Yeah, I don't know what that.
when you get killed, that's called getting banned from life. Pretty much the same thing. Speared him again, knock his shield down. Do my special move again, but I'm not pointing the right way. Ooh. There we go, got him. Obtaining weapon arts. Using a weapon will increase its mastery, which can result in unlocking a weapon art and new attacks. And they can even be strengthened. As mastery increases, attacks may gain an element. 4 different element types. So you got some depth here. Fire, water, wind, and miasma. That's a weird one. Inflicts damage and status effects. Alright. Yeah, I mean...
If you watch...
Oh, I was
keep going.
somebody was talking about Rise, and I was going to say, okay, I didn't finish Rise, but I did play a bit of it. It looks pretty good, and it's decently fun to play. Like, it's not a game that you must buy or anything, but if you do play it, I don't think you'll hate it.
I was just going to say, CMU just said it. I mean, Rise was on sale not that long ago for pretty cheap for the Xbox One. It's 15, 20 bucks, something like that.
I think I got it for 10. I forget. Excellent.
That's not bad at all. Yeah, it was games with gold.
Yeah, at the time of the
Deals with gold.
At the time of launch, I didn't have the same level of connections that we have with Microsoft now, so I didn't get a whole lot of games for review at that point. We had to build up our reputation and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, you didn't start streaming until well after the Xbox One had come out.
Well, yeah, I mean, streaming isn't the only reason we get review games, but...
Oh, well, yeah, true.
Darien, we still have allies on the battlefield. Are we just going to leave them to die? And Darien says that they have to retreat, like they have no hope of staying, so they just got to get out of there. Now, the king himself is really upset about the treachery. Stand firm, your majesty. We have to retreat and regroup. So he's been talked into retreating because he needs to be back at the capital in order to defend his wife and the capital. Because he actually does care about his wife. She may not be that crazy about him. Uh-oh. And here comes the main bad guy, Guest General. Didn't see what his actual name is. But he wears a mask. Oh, so Varese is going to stand up to him. Okay, I think we're going to play 15-20 more minutes of this before moving on to Deadpool for the night. Who are you?
Yeah, I realize I'm gonna have to drop out for the
No worries.
stream, unfortunately.
Too bad, because since you had seen the movie, I thought you would be good at co-hosting that segment.
I know. Well, I can go run my errand now and try and be back for some of
If
it.
you like. Whatever you think would be best, Tyler.
Yeah, I could do that if you want to bother with getting me back on the call
Absolutely.
in like
Yeah,
20,
well,
30
you know,
minutes.
you can just choose to rejoin the call. I don't even have to do anything.
Yeah,
that's
it'll
true.
let you right
That's
back
true.
in.
Cool.
All right,
I'll go
we'll
ahead
see you
and
in
do
a
that.
little bit.
I'll definitely have a little bit more to add.
Okay,
in
thank you,
Deadpool.
Tyler.
Yeah, thank you.
He's my bro.
Call is on there somewhere. There it is. See you guys.
Yeah.
See ya.
So now Darien and Arslan have to go find an ally, and this is kind of the way the show works at this point, and it goes on like this for a while. Is that they have to regroup because they've lost the battle, and they've got to find their own allies who are actually trustworthy and not going to turn on them, and then try to retake the kingdom. And this guy they're going to meet, Darien refers to him as a crotchety old man. Uh-oh, we're bad guys. Don't let them escape, capture them. So it looks like we're about to have another action sequence. I can do it. Alright, let's do it indeed. So there's a gatekeeper on the other side. I don't want to be on my horse the whole time. The combat is more fun when you're not on the horse, but it is good to be able to get around fast. Get up so I can kill you, dude. There we go. Checkpoint is open, bro.
Mobile quality looks good on a big screen?
I don't know about all that.
I don't know about that.
Another achievement. Total of 1,000 KOs using mounted attacks. Man, I've killed 1,000 enemies already. Can you believe it?
Jeez, man. You've only been doing this an hour.
Yep. Well, I did play just a little to get screenshots, but yeah. What am I supposed to be doing? Kill the defense captains.
If you annoy Moobot too many times, he will time you out for a minute.
Trifle with Moobot. Is Zero still around? Because we could get Zero on mic if he was willing.
I just saw him talk a minute ago.
Zero, let us know, bro. Only you can fill the voices.
Oh, okay. See, you gotta use the Kappa emote if you're gonna be sarcastic in Twitch chat. Otherwise, I have no idea.
I'm a mass murderer. That reminds me, there's something I want to talk about. You know, in comics and movies and stuff, sometimes you have superheroes who actually kill the enemies. It's more common for the heroes to have a no-killing rule, like Superman and Spider-Man and Batman. But there are heroes who do kill the enemies, such as, for instance, Captain America and Iron Man both have been known to kill. They don't have a strict no-killing rule. They're not going to be cold-blooded or anything, but anyway, so that's something I've seen. I was having a discussion about the original Ninja Turtles movie, actually, and somebody was saying how Casey Jones murdered Shredder at the end of the movie. And I'm just thinking, look, even if they killed Shredder, it's not murder because they're... I mean, I don't consider it murder. It's more like they're soldiers in a battle, you know? Like, there are circumstances in which killing the enemy makes more logical sense if you don't have an arbitrary no-killing rule, which is something... Like, no-killing rules exist for the heroes so that the supervillains can return and become recurring enemies. You know, that's why they're there. They're not there because they're moralizing. And even cops, you know, cops who are defenders of justice, or they're supposed to be anyway, cops kill people all the time. And a lot of times those killings are actually warranted. It's not just like they only kill innocent black kids.
Well, I mean...
So,
seems like they're doing a lot.
Yeah,
of
I mean,
lately,
as a nation, we have a little bit of a problem with them abusing their authority. However, cops do kill people in the line of duty, and that's not... You don't call that murder if the person actually was someone for whom it was justified to use lethal force. And so I really don't like it when people say, hey, Captain America just murdered that guy, or Casey Jones murdered the Shredder. It's like, no, that's not... They killed them, but it was logical and justifiable. And I don't know, like, you don't want to... As a society, I don't think we should get to a point where we're actually such peaceniks that we can't understand concepts of war and battle. You know, where we're like, oh, we'll just let everyone run around and do whatever they want and just never use deadly force. Like, so what if the cops never, ever could use deadly force no matter what? Like, think of...
Then you'd be living in Britain.
Yeah, well, I mean, just how would you fight terrorists and stuff that way? I don't know. Like, there's times, you know, you have to rescue the hostages or whatever. You have to go in guns a-blazing. Like, there's just times where it's required. Lots of times we don't want them to do that, but I'm just saying sometimes it is actually a requirement. And anybody who thinks otherwise is kind of like basically hampering the battle or the system, which is just a part of humanity, you know, like for thousands and thousands of years. There's good and bad things about it, but people make war on each other, people fight to the death, and it's not always... I don't think you should always moralize against it.
Man, it got dark. Yeah.
No joke, right? Well, it's fun to talk about things, themes, so to speak.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't particularly like things like that, but occasionally it is necessary.
Yeah, exactly.
Enough.
Obviously, the best thing would be if we never had to have any fights, if we never had to deal with bad guys, period. You know, but there are times when you have to defend your country, or you have to defend another country, or just whatever. Let's go over here. And yeah, I really slacked gameplay-wise while I was discussing that, but Rail said it well. He said there's time. It depends on the situation. And that's absolutely right. Ooh, look at these horses running around kicking some butt. Humans are both good and evil, that's very true.
Always. There's no card for this one. You don't have to pick a choice for this particular one. There's only one thing to enter for.
And that's Arslan, isn't it? Awesome.
Yes.
So where am I supposed to go? All the way up there. Head towards the escape point. Let's do that. Yeah, in some of these levels I'll replay to try to get a better rating, but in some cases I'm just going to have to deal with it because I don't have a lot of as much free time as I would like. So where am I supposed to go? I was just up there. Oh, that's where. Got turned around a bit. Gonna break this chest open. Fills up my SP gauge, but what I want is gold. They got that gold bonus thing going during release week, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
most of the chests don't seem to actually have gold, and that's a shame. And I wonder what we will do with that gold. It's got to be some kind of upgrade system. Give me another item.
Well, how'd you enter if you're not watching chat, Adam?
Yeah, that's not possible. Did he say if he would get on mic with us?
He
Oh,
didn't want
Adam.
to. Because he doesn't want to have to set it all up. Which I can kind of understand. I actually have mine on a boom arm, so I just pull it down and put the pop filter in
He'll
front of
just
it.
do it at the drop of a hat.
God, Adam.
Exactly. That's fine. I'm glad you have Moobot to help you out. Rank B. Oh, I could have done that level a lot better.
Alright.
We're almost at Narcissus' house. That's the guy we're going to meet, Narcissus. And Narcissus is a fun character. It's kind of like to show the cinematic where they meet. So let's see. We'll be safe now. We made it this far. Somebody shoots an arrow at them. And somebody is shouting to them they're not allowed to come here without an invitation, and if they proceed, they will be hurt. But
Oh, it's not so easy. He has to unhook his mic and switch computers and stuff, so I kind of
you should
understand.
just have a headset you can use like us. Well, no, you don't have a headset. Anyway, you should have a headset you can use at any computer you're at. Right. So Daryan is talking about how Narcissus is not a very good painter, and his servant, Elam, says he doesn't know a good painting from a bad one. He just looks after Lord Narcissus, as his parents wished. Narcissus freed him and his parents from slavery, so that's pretty cool. Narcissus had slaves, and he freed all of his slaves. He did not agree with slavery, so that's what caused him to have a rift with the king. This dude is progressive, is what you would call him. Thank you, Kenzivit. I have to keep my jacket zipped up because I have some green on my shirt today. And there's Narcissus. It's good to see you.
And that's how Paul became the Invisible Man.
Pretty much. Former Lord of Down. Now he's just a simple hermit who does his paintings. He practices painting. So, man, I really want to see this little story sequence, but we need to get out of here, don't we? No, don't worry. We're streaming 2 games tonight, you guys, and we are going to kill the stream in between the 2 games. So you guys need to stick around because we still have a lot more prizes to give away, lots more fun to be had. You got to stick around for that. The stream will be down for 5 minutes or less, and then we'll be back. And that will be very soon, so please stick with us.
Indeed,
Right.
indeed.
I'm just going to skip all these cinematics. Hopefully I'll be able to rewatch them later. They're broken up into little chapters, so you can skip one and get to the next chapter, it looks like. But only once they've been loaded into memory. Skip, skip, skip. Oh, and now I'm playing as Elam, who is an archer. That's pretty neat. But we're gonna leave that right there and just go look at the other menus and stuff real quick. Oh, you'll know, Maisie, you'll know.
Wow, that's
So I've just
mean.
unlocked Narcissus
Jeez.
and Elam in free mode. Real quick, I want to look at you've got an encyclopedia here, and it defines all the names of the places and the words they use. It defines them, so it just helps you keep track of all this stuff, because it's a complicated mythology, but, you know, and deeply, they ease you into it relatively well, but if you ever get confused, like, what's this? What's a Mars bun? Then you can go look it up. So that's a pretty useful resource for people who get into the story. You can look at your characters here, see little bios of them. And they even have related entries. So these characters, they're tagged with other entries, so you can really read up on somebody. Then you have a chronology list that helps you keep track of where, like what year everything is happening. Again, also pretty cool. Now, the gallery. What's in the gallery? Narcissus and Elam can be viewed. So let's go have a look at Narcissus, who we just met in the game. And there he is. Painting dude. Change costume. And you can look at him in different outfits. Whatever outfits they wear in the game, you can view those actual outfits, which is cool. But it doesn't look like you can rotate the characters around, which would be fun. Oh, well no, here we go. You can view the moves, listen to voice samples, see different expressions. So this is funny. Just different facial expressions they make throughout the story. So they give you a lot of fun stuff to look at there. You can rewatch movies, that's good. Event scenes. And you can unlock these wallpapers. So you look at a wallpaper like this, the Xbox One lets you make that your background for the dashboard. So I like that a lot. In fact, I would make one right now. How do you do that? Set wallpaper. Boom. And then we have free mode. Let's take a quick look at free mode. Play stages you've unlocked in story mode with any character you desire. And by the way, this game supports online co-op for any stage you've completed. I believe... Actually, I'm not sure if you have to have completed this stage or not, but definitely it does support online co-op in free mode and story mode. So this is free mode. You can set a lot of different options and stuff. Select character. That can be these guys I've unlocked. Narcissus, Darion, there's Elam. And there's many more characters to unlock. Character status. You can see what their current stats are. You can level them up and stuff as you play. So whoever you play the most, they'll get leveled up and they'll be stronger in the story. And then, if we wanted, we could hop into battle. Alright, so guys, this has been our look at, our first look, our beginning look at Arslan, the Warriors of Legend for Xbox One, also available on Steam and PlayStation 4. Comes from Koei Tecmo. They were very generous providing prizes for tonight's stream, providing a review copy, and it's easily one of their best games so far. Like, I'm really like this game. It's a great action RPG with so much story. So that it's got more RPG elements than some of the Warriors games have. You know, like they all have story stuff, but this one, the story is really well done. If you're a fan of anime, Japanese storytelling, then you're very likely to enjoy it. And it can be as easy or as hard as you want. You can play on easy mode or higher difficulties. We just played on easy for the stream tonight. Don't forget, it has online co-op. It's a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll get a chance to revisit Arslan in a future stream. So please look forward to that. Appreciate that. Don't forget to leave a positive comment on tonight's article. Please remember to follow our Twitch channel and follow me on Twitter at Paul R. Acevedo. And whatever you do, don't hate. Appreciate.
Have a good one.